What's up, guys? So welcome to Burger Gelato. I'm going to be working on an SEO audit for a client with the website lowercasemagazine. So I kind of loaded things up already. So the first step we're going to look at in things to help clear up their site, to help improve their SEO ranking, and help improve their overall site health is we have a few 4xx page error codes. So if you look at over here, it says 3 pages, return 4xx status code. So I click on that, we're going to see the 3 pages. So now the 3 pages include blog category founders blog tag New Year's, blog tag Sotheby's. Now this would generally become an error, a big problem, but I'm not too concerned because of the fact that those error codes, I'll go to Screaming Frog here. And if I go to response code and I go to 4xx client error, we'll see that any page with an error code has been non-indexable, so it's not going to be found in a search query. And to go into more depth, the pages again are category pages and tag pages. So for those particular pages, what I've done is I de-index them. So we're going to go to internal HTML. So you can see here a bunch of tags, and they're all considered non-indexable. So again, all tag pages and category pages are not indexable. So I'm not too worried right now about the error codes. So step 2 is we're going to look at long page titles over 60 characters. So to help kind of clean that out, we're going to go back to here. We're going to take a look into 10 page titles tags that are too long. So we see we have a few pages with title tags that are a bit too long. So Meek Mill makes a comeback. And one of the big reasons why this title tag is generally too long is that you'll notice here it has 2018, the month, 12th month, December the 14th. That's not really going to be necessary because I guess I understand that is going to categorize by date when looking into, the website. But in terms of keeping things in order and clean, we want to get rid of the dates and just keep it as blog and title tag being Meek Mill makes a comeback. But that's for the URL. So now when it comes to title tag, this here is a bit too long of a title. That's going to get truncated on search. So let me see if I can give you guys an example of what truncated is. If I search that particular phrase, so truncated right here is when you see the 3 dots at the end. So it's not the full title that's coming up. So generally we want to have the entire title that comes up on the page. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Squarespace. We're going to edit the site. So we have 10 of those pages with the title tags that are too long. So I'm going to start with the Meek Mill one. So for here, we're going to go to pages. Now, one of the things for title tags, you want them to be no longer than 60 characters for title tags. Now, one thing that's great is that your actual page title can remain as long as you want it. So if I search Meek, there you go. So Meek Mill makes a comeback. So I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this. And what we're going to do is on the web page itself, the long title will maintain and remain. Let me just remove the notepad from here so you guys can see better. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this title. Then I'm going to go into SEO, and what we're going to do is we're going to adjust what Google sees when you make a search. So Meek Mill makes a comeback and takes a lap with his new album. So we'll say Meek Mill makes a comeback with his new album. So it's still a bit too long. So we'll take off the word his with new album, championships. Boom, done. So now, while we're here, we're also going to add in a description to the page. So I'm going to look into the content. A lot of music has been released in 2018. Frankly, there was no other way that was going to be able to listen to it all. 2018 has been a tumultuous year for Meek Mill. I'd like to start stating that the water is wet. So I'm going to copy this first line here. More turn. Let's find something about his release. Finally, on April, was released from prison. So we're going to put that into the SEO description, so I'm going to paste that in there. So we still got room for about one more sentence. So I'm going to go back to that one about 2018. Copy. Let's add that in there. Perfect. So I'm going to say 2018. And let's see, when did this album actually come out? So if you get the release date, if it was the same year, I'll just perfect. So November 2018. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little edit here. On April 20, finally released from prison. And he then later on released his album that November. So let's see what we got here. Later, cancel, boom. So we're going to save that. So that's how we're going to tackle the title tags for the other 9 pages. I'm not going to film that right now. That's going to take a bit too long. What I will do is I'll just show and address how we're going to fix some of the other issues that are going to come up. So let me get the notepad back. So the other things we notice is a few pages with no meta descriptions, and some pages have duplicate meta descriptions, and some pages have pretty much missing meta descriptions. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to open up Screaming Frog to take a look, get a bit more detailed look. We're going to go to meta descriptions. So I already have it here opened up with duplicate. So we'll see there's 2 pages with the exact same meta description. So one's blog and one's blog offset equals some sort of number code. So they're literally identical, same length, same pixel width. What we have here is one of them is non-indexable, while the other one's indexable. So the fact is being not indexable, I'm not too concerned about that. So now we're going to look at pages with missing meta descriptions. So we got quite a number here. If I scroll all the way down, it's going to show 217. But again, some of these are tags, so we're not too concerned or worried about the ones that are tags. We just want to get to the ones that are blog pages. So I'm going to scroll back up. So we got a few blogs here that have no meta descriptions. Now to help sort that out, what we're going to do is we're going to put meta descriptions to the blog pages that have the most traffic first, since those are the ones that come up the most often. So we're going to figure that out. So an easy way is, since we're using Squarespace, we're going to go back to the analytics section of Squarespace. And from there, we're going to get traffic. We're going to go to popular content. So you can see the home page is the most views, and this is in the last 30 days. So let's kind of stretch this out. We'll say year to date. So 3 biggest problems in the art world. That page already has a meta description. The main blog page, keep your finger on the pulse, white voice of black art, pop out of the quarantine blues. Yes, you can go see some art. Lost Girls. We'll use Lost Girls, for example. So let me see here. So 67 pages with no meta descriptions. If I do the word search, not lots, lost. Perfect. So Lost Girls in Mumbai's red light district. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go find that page, and we're going to add a meta description to that page. So we're going to go to blog. Okay, so we're going to search for Lost. Boom. Lost Girls in the Mumbai red light district. So we're going to get to the SEO section. Okay, so the length is nice. So we're going to keep that the exact same. All right, let's see what. Okay, red light takes a little dash in between, so we're going to add that in there. Okay, so we're going to read over the content retweet. How do you get involved in the Parisian series, and what attracted you to the first comic? So pretty much we're going to look into, get a brief idea what the blog is about. It seems to be about a comic. So the Priya series seems to be like an interview. So we're going to put this as read up on get a deeper understanding on the Priya series comic as we interview the creator. Let's just go back real quick. You know, while we're here, we're going to fix that word and put an M in front of that to make it my. So I'm going to put it like that for now. I'm going to come back later to get more details on that, but just not to keep this video too long, I'm going to save that in there. So that's going to add a meta description to that particular page. And we're going to look over duplicate title tags. So we're going to go back here to Screaming Frog. We're going to go to page titles. So I found some duplicate title tags. And once again, we'll see a lot of them are tags, categories, offset, tag, category. Now all those that are tags, you'll notice they are non-indexed. So I'm not too worried and concerned about that being an issue. And then when it comes to large images, so large images are going to definitely affect the web page speed load. So I previously did a page speed load on GTmetrix. So we'll notice here that there's 3.9 megabytes of data that's being loaded per page. That's way too big of a file. I ideally want to keep that close to 1 meg as much as possible. And the page load speed is 6.1 seconds. So one thing we're going to help eliminate that is, you'll see here, optimized images is one way to help drastically improve the page speed. So if I click on that, we'll find there are a few photos that are quite large in size. So 56.2 kilobytes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into Screaming Frog to get a better idea of which images are quite too large and be able to organize them. So we're going to go here by images. They're all there. And if I load by page size, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this image in a browser. So now I know what this image is. So I'm going to do is I'm going to copy image address. I'm going to open TinyPNG. So TinyPNG is a free-to-use image compressor. So that's going to help keep the quality of the photo while diminishing the size. So what I got to do here is I got to save image as. So we're going to save that. And then I'm going to drag that screenshot into TinyPNG. Perfect. So I'm going to download that photo. So you can see it went from 1.5 megabytes down to 488.5 kilobytes. That's a 68% drop in size. So now the only thing I need to do now is find which blog this came from to be able to replace that image. That I'm not going to bore you guys that on this video. But that's essentially just me showing you guys some of the things I'm doing to help improve the SEO rankings of the Lowercase magazine. See you guys until next time. Peace out.